Alarming new numbers just out from the CDC. During the pandemic, overdose deaths jumped nearly 30% nationwide and nearly 45% in California. 45%. One big reason, fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid. In tonight's KPIX5 original report, Juliette Goodrich explains the impact is not just on city streets, but in prosperous Bay Area suburbs, particularly in Contra Costa County.
The pandemic has taken a toll on young people. A recent survey found 1 in 4 young adults admits to abusing a substance just to cope. And experts say all it takes is a swipe or a click. Tom Terry grew up in Contra Costa County. By all accounts, Tom was deeply loved.
Women loved him, dogs loved him, children loved him. He was just beautiful on the inside.
A welder by trade, Tom had a well-paying union job.
He knew that future-wise, he would be set for life.
Then the pandemic hit. With the lockdown, all his jobs dried up. Tom worried about the rent.
He was full of anxiety.
In July, Tom texted a friend saying he was off to buy Xanax, an anti-anxiety drug from a dealer.
He thought that they were legitimate, and what he ended up taking was fentanyl, and it was 3 times the amount of a lethal dose.
Tom did not return his mother's calls.
I got to his house as quickly as I could, and when I found him, he was gone.
Tom died. He was 26.
We miss him.
Yeah.
It consumes you. It steals your soul.
Fentanyl is flooding the illicit drug market. It takes just a few specks to kill you. The opioid is sold as a powder or pressed into counterfeit pills, like the one Tom took.
26% of the pills we've tested at our DEA labs contain a lethal dose of fentanyl.
Wade Shannon is the special agent in charge of the San Francisco Drug Enforcement Agency.
And you don't have to go to a dark alley now to buy drugs. You can certainly buy your drugs online, and they're coming to your house.
Shannon says the pandemic has created the perfect storm.
Because of the pandemic, a lot of people have been home. Quite a few people lost their jobs. More people are on social media.
Where they can find the drugs using popular apps.
It's on TikTok, it's on Snapchat, it's everywhere.
They can connect with drug dealers really easily.
April Rivero and Monica Cameron are with the National Coalition Against Prescription Drug Abuse. They offer free kits of Narcan to treat overdoses to anyone who might need it.
The pandemic, I believe, has accelerated the problem.
They told KPIX5 about a growing opioid problem with stressed out teens and young adults living in Alamo, Danville, and San Ramon.
The parents are IT professionals. The children are excelling in academics.
Many are from the South Asian community.
It is hush-hush because it's a taboo, it's a stigma to talk about it.
It was in San Ramon where KPIX5 first met Deborah Colleen and her son Kent. 5 years later, he's still struggling. The lockdown threatened his progress.
And there was nobody to reach out to. Things weren't changing.
Kent has overdosed several times.
Getting those drugs was so simple and so cheap that it's scary.
To get in-person treatment, the family moved during the pandemic to Arizona, where there's no wait list. For Kent, the treatment is free.
Today, I'm thankful that I'm an addict in recovery.
As for Tom Terry's family,
So much changed in an instant.
they spoke to KPIX5, hoping to educate others to start talking to your loved ones early on about substance abuse so they never start in the first place.
If you don't put that stuff in your hand, it won't get in your body, and you have a better chance, like 100% chance of living.
Experts say don't hesitate to check a young person's cell phone or other digital devices and make sure you recognize all of their contacts. In Alameda County, Juliette Goodrich, KPIX5.